Hey everybody, Mike B here, and welcome to another one of my quizzes. The first one that I made about military surplus rifles and how well do you know them was very popular and people asked for more, and I realized that it doesn't just have to be limited to firearms. It can be also extended to other kind of military surplus stuff that I've always liked, and so I'm going to do camouflage patterns today. Now, in the other video, I had a couple requests. One, the options are going to be at the end of the time that I make a little short video on the actual pattern itself instead of at the beginning. And I'm only going to do 10 options on this one because it kind of makes it easier to gauge a percentage of how many you got right out of 10. And the video might be a little bit shorter. Knowing me, with my rambling tendencies, it probably will be about the same. But anyway, we're going to go from there. So it's going to be a little bit different, but it'll still be the same. Now, if you're new to this, what you got to do is you got to get yourself a pen and pencil or writing utensil of whatever choosing you like, and or you can use your notes app on whatever phone or device you have. And just follow along, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question, and I'm going to put the actual camouflage pattern up for about, I don't know, 10, 12 seconds to kind of give you a little bit of overview. So you don't just see a picture, you can actually kind of see it, how it reflects the light and everything like that. And then I'm going to give you 4 options of what this pattern might be, and you're going to go ahead. You can skip back. That's the cool thing about YouTube is you can actually stop the video and then go back and all that stuff. And I will be posting the answers at the end. And yes, you can cheat and cheat yourself out of your knowledge or whatever and go to the end right away and figure out what everything is. But I encourage you to play along, as in the first video, people really were like, oh, I actually know more than I thought. Or some people were like, well, I don't know anything, so I want to learn more. And out of that comes some cool video ideas for myself to educate you guys if you so choose. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to get into it. At this point, if you have any questions, it should be pretty straightforward. And yeah, here we go. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. All right, for these next 5, we're going to get a little bit more in depth. It's not that they're rare camouflage patterns or uncommon. It's just going to be you have to pay attention to detail to answer them correctly, because I've made the options a little bit harder to differentiate from each other. So just be aware of that. Don't worry, it's not going to be that hard. Just pay attention. That's all I'm going to say. Number 6. Number 7. And number 8. Number 9. 10. All right, and that brings us to the end of the quiz. How do you think you did? Yeah, well, you should have done pretty well. Most of you guys that watch this channel, or if you're even new to the channel, which welcome aboard, these should be pretty straightforward. I will be doing kind of more advanced videos on each subject as time goes on, because some people in the last video said it wasn't that much of a challenge, and a lot of people will probably say that in this one. But this is kind of a beginner's quiz, I guess. So go ahead and tally up your score after I give you the answers, and then post your score in the comments with which ones you got wrong, which ones you knew, if this was too easy, if this was just right, if this was hard, I guess. Just whatever your thoughts were on there, and your score, which would be very interesting. It's kind of cool to see the range of knowledge, and it kind of evens out to be kind of middle of the road for most of my viewers, which is kind of what I want. So anyway, let's get to the actual answers at this point. Number 1 is A, German Flecktarn. Number 2 is B, M81 Woodland. Number 3 is C, Marpat. Number 4 is A, Cadpat. Number 5 is UCP. Now, I know you guys are gonna be like, what? No, it's ACU. I've made videos on this. I guess I can make more. ACU, Army Combat Uniform, is the cut, i.e. where the pockets are placed and all that stuff, the Velcro, the zippers. It's not the actual pattern. The actual pattern is called Universal Camouflage Pattern. Most of us know that there's nothing really universal about it. But that one was kind of a trick question, which is kind of how the last 5 were, if you didn't notice that, where I sort of made you really pay attention and kind of know certain details about things. But yeah, that's something that maybe you can learn from if you marked it as ACU. And if you did mark it as ACU, don't worry, I'm sure a lot of other people did as well. But with that explanation, go ahead and let's move on. Number 6 is D, Finnish M62. Number 7 is B, UCP Delta. Number 8 is D, Spanish M09. Number 9 is A, Norwegian M98. And number 10, again paying attention to excruciating details, is B, Multicam. It's not OCP, which is also the cut of the uniform, or Scorpion, right? And the way you can tell that is it's got vertical kind of shapes and stuff in the pattern. Scorpion does not. So it's not really supposed to be a trick question. It's again an attention to detail question, just like I did on the rifles and stuff, where it could be one thing, but it's actually another based on one tiny finite detail. So, how'd you do? Let me know in the comments, and also let me know if you like this format, like a lot of you already do, because I will keep these coming as much as I can. I like to have physical things in front of me instead of just showing pictures, because it makes it a little bit easier to kind of identify things, in my opinion. That's the way I learn. People can show me pictures of stuff, and it's okay, but it's very one-dimensional, I guess. I guess the whole video is one-dimensional if you want to get really super pedantic and technical about it, but you know what I'm saying. It's a little bit easier to have something in front of you that actually is what I'm talking about. And to get all this stuff, you know, it's not super cheap, and that's made possible by my Patreon supporters. I'll have a list of them at the end in the credits. And yeah, you can subscribe to my Patreon. The link is in the description. Any dollar amount is awesome. It's great, but $5 a month or more on either platform of, you know, Patreon or becoming a YouTube channel member gets you access to my Discord server, which is really a fun time. There's a lot of really cool people on there, and a lot of knowledge is exchanged on there that I don't even know. Like, I learn stuff on there every day. We've got a bunch of off-topic channels too. It's not all just about military stuff and whatever. We just kind of do that. We play games together, and it's just a fun Discord channel. So that's a little incentive I put in there. But yeah, if you can't do that or you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. I just appreciate you watching and participating in the quiz. I appreciate you guys watching so much. And again, thanks so much to my Patreon supporters. You allowed me to get a bunch of this stuff over the years to actually show you guys and make videos on like this. So keep that up. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And we will see you on the next video.